a World Economic Forum report on the big risks facing the world. And one of the big risks coming out of that report is cybercrime. In fact, the World Economic Forum has ranked cybercrime as a risk ahead of even armed conflict and natural disasters. In fact, it says that 80% of global executives feel exposed to cyber attacks and cyber crime. And in fact, what's most concerning is that the report is well timed, because it comes in a crucial election year. More than 50 countries are going to polls this year. Over 3 billion people will be casting their ballot. And the report says that these AI-generated cyber risks or AI-generated deepfakes could actually manipulate, disrupt, and even suppress voter turnout and election outcomes as well. So that is really the big concern now. But we look at what governments are doing in India to actually make our systems more cyber security resilient. And well, our big newsmaker this evening joining us live, Brijesh Singh, who is the Principal Secretary to the Maharashtra Chief Minister. Thanks very much, Mr. Singh, for joining us on NDTV. How do you look at this World Economic Forum report? Because, what seems to be the crux of it is that our institutions are at risk. Governments, newly elected governments, could be attacked, through these AI-generated deepfakes and fake news and misinformation. Are our governments really cyber security, cyber attack resilient?
I think the WEF report highlights what has been already known.
Yes.
That the newer technologies are creating newer vulnerabilities and newer risks. For example, generative AI. With generative AI, it is very easy to mass produce disinformation. Like, you can give it a subject, you can ask it to write 100 tweets with a particular twist. And then, given the amplification algorithms of platforms, it's very easy to spread disinformation. So earlier, that would have required an army of people, some kind of, those IT cells. But today, this can be automated and at almost no cost. So this is a threat which is looming large. And given elections at various places, I think this threat is very real. The WEF report also highlights the difference between nations which are advanced and nations which are yet to progress in cybersecurity, and also that this is expensive. So it would require a huge outlay of money from nations, and especially if nations are poor, then they'll find it very difficult to put money for cybersecurity, especially regarding elections.
Right, and just looking at Maharashtra as well, because Maharashtra happens to be one of the largest states going to polls this year, the big general elections. How do we actually prevent, this misinformation campaign? Because this is something that's extremely large scale. This kind of disruption of information at such a scale is not something that we've seen in the recent past. What do we do about it? Are our governments prepared?
In fact, you'll be happy to know that Maharashtra was one of the first states to have a cyber branch of its own. So Maharashtra Cyber was created somewhere in 2015-16, and we created 47 cyber labs all across the state. We have an excellent trained manpower, and they handle various kinds of things, right? From financial cyber crimes, cryptocurrency, Chinese loan app scams, phishing and vishing calls, to even these reports on platforms, which may include, deep fakes or false narratives or things being used out of context to disrupt law and order. So there is a mechanism of, rapidly understanding what is this. Our people also are in touch with the nodal officers of various platforms.
Okay.
The government of India has also legislated and created intermediary guidelines and digital media ethics code 2021, which creates a 3-tier structure, wherein people can also report, and there is a time frame given for takedown, and also it gives responsibility to these platforms about telling their users not to put something like that, which they know is untrue or malicious, and also the responsibility of takedown.
Absolutely. Mr. Singh, thanks very much for joining us on this very important debate. Of course, deep fakes, misinformation, disinformation, a very large-scale campaign, perhaps an AI and, sophisticated technology making it easier for these hacking groups to perform such exercises. Of course, individual cyber attacks also a big concern. Thanks very much, Mr. Singh, for joining us on NDTV at this hour.